afternoon, YTPC. The day after St. Paddy's Day, but I'm still a bit in the mood, so smoking my green Dr. Greybow pipe that I got from Fedhead Ed. And he has lots of these fantastic Greybows and Medico pipes and K-Woodies and all kinds of artisan pipes. Check up his channel. I think he's doing a gore at the moment also. This video is a VR to ArmchairPiper. Well, firstly, Ed, congratulations on a year of video making. That's really good. I always enjoy your nice chats. And looking at some of those fantastic pipes you've collected. Marvellous. Asked an interesting question at the first level. You think, well, it's easy, but when you think about it, not because what is your daily pipe routine? You know, what's a typical day for you as a pipe smoker? There isn't one. Well, many days are a little different, but I try to have a go at what the sort of typical average is. Well, first I decide I'm going to have a smoke, so one day a week at least I usually leave free. And then I decide, is it a smoke related to a video? So something consistent has to be there, chosen for you know, a pipe and a lighter and tobacco, and look at my little note plan, and I only plan maybe about a week or 10 days in advance with my ideas, so it's not it's often quite fluid when I get time and when I can do it. And that would then decide, do I do it on the balcony here, or do I do it in the cellar here? Or do I do it in the Shed of Serenity, which is here? So, depending on what it is and how the weather is. If the weather's really bad, I won't do it on the balcony, and I'll often do it in the shed. But if my wife is okay that for special occasions I can use the cellar, and if it's very cold outside, then I'll try and do it in the cellar with the little window tilted. So that all influences everything, and then, as I said, I actually only choose the pipe after the tobacco. The tobacco is the most important thing that I'm thinking about. Well, as you all know, I'm an aromatic tobacco smoker, although it's very dynamic and changing all the time. I've got a big collection of tobacco, and I'm starting to explore crossovers and English blends, and flakes or ready rub flakes are a marvellous thing. So you know, the core is still aromatic, but I'm almost willing to try anything, and I'm pleased to say that I like Webers and vapors, and I've got nothing against Perique or Latakia. I realise I don't like things too extreme, too heavy on one particular type of tobacco, but you know, I'll try almost anything, which makes it interesting. And normally, on average, I smoke about 2 bowls a day, and quite often consecutively in a smoking session. In other words, I'll go where I'm going to smoke and smoke 1 bowl and take a little break and then smoke the second one to really enjoy it all in one stretch. But it's not always like that. Today, for example, I wanted something a little less sweet than what I was having for St. Paddy's Day. The Nutty Irishman was a very sweet one, beautiful tobacco, but I went back to Condor, and this is actually the green label one, which is everyone says is a bit more heavily topped, but a little bit stronger in the nick, and more or less agree with that, except I like the yellow label still a little bit better so far. I have to smoke a bit more of this. It's alright, but the nick is a bit on my limit. But I notice my tolerance is going up a bit, so you know, things change. It's very dynamic, isn't it? Your opinion today or this year can't be the same in a year or two in the future. So many things then change, you know. So once I've got the tobacco set, I then think what pipe is suited for the occasion or that I want to tell about, and to a certain extent suitability for the tobacco. If it's a new heavy mega topped aromatic, maybe I'll take the Meerschaum to be careful. But it could be another theme, like related to a country or a particular pipe maker. So other influences are there for which pipe I've got. Maybe about 20 pipes. I keep about 3 here. Got my little pipe rack up here that I got on a kind of a Swiss eBay site called Ricardo. It's like eBay, but it's just Switzerland. So that for 20 francs. It's quite nice, like a sort of a park bench, but it's engraved and it's probably from the 50s or something like that, all in wood. And I've decided to keep some of my robust pipes here, like my cobs or my little Polish pipe here in the shed, you know. But you know, if time is short, there is something already there to smoke with. And then I suppose the session, you know, to smoke a couple of bowls, at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, you know. This is a bit of a smaller bowl with the grey bow, of course, so here I might even go to 3 bowls in a day. Usually I like a bit of music, so I've got the radio going here, Swiss radio, and a little bit of atmosphere light, you know, a couple of candles and my little fire down here. And often a cool drink. Don't so often drink coffee or tea. Sometimes I do, because I like a cool drink. Cools the tongue and makes it ever more unlikely you're going to get any tongue bite. But of course sometimes, like St. Paddy's Day, I was drinking Guinness and the odd drop of Irish whiskey. In my shed I do keep a little supply of bourbon, but that's usually in the evening sessions, and mostly I smoke in the afternoon or the evening, after lunch or after dinner, usually. But there's a few times I've had a nice morning pipe and I did really enjoy it. Usually when spring and summer is coming along, then my habits will change to favour something in the morning. What I try to avoid, because I just think I'm not built for it, is having 3 or 4 bowls or too many too close together, because then I know my tongue won't be happy the next day, and my voice does get a bit deeper with pipe smoking. If I have 3 or 4 bowls, I could sing Old Man River as well as Paul Robeson did. My voice would get very deep, like James Earl Jones, or one of those marvellous actors with these fantastic deep voices. And during the smoke, sometimes I'll just make a few notes if it's, I know a review is coming up, or I want to keep track of what I thought about it. Or I might look at my little pad about, what am I going to do tomorrow? What other ideas do I have for this or that? And sometimes I just chill out, listen to the music, daydream a bit. So after the smoke, I used to always clean them straight away, and I still quite often do that. But sometimes, if I think I've only had, 1 bowl or only 2, I might still leave the same pipe. Of course, clean the ash out and everything, and usually I take the stem off and remove the filter so the thing can breathe, and I might sometimes smoke it again the next day, but that's less usual for me. Quite often I don't want a pile of pipes that need cleaning, 10 at a time, so I don't mind 1 to 3 in a cleaning session, but that's it. And I tried to keep them fairly I try to keep them in my cleaning cycle as well as my smoking cycle. So if I'm not making a video, of course, then I take my pad with me, and quite often I'm watching something in YouTube, documentary, another pipe, tobacco video, or something or other. My Wi-Fi reaches out here in the shed I'm in very, very well. I don't smoke unless I'm doing a Zoom meeting with Uncle Phil, when all the rules are off. But again, I try not to have more than 3 bowls. Unless I'm doing a Zoom meeting, I don't smoke very late at night, so I'm not a midnight owl. If I get up in the night, I'll read something or watch something if I can't sleep, but I won't smoke after my teeth are brushed. That's it. And I'm quite often going quite early to bed in order to get up reasonably early the next day. Not that I have to, being retired, but it's just my habit a bit. So that's almost it, really, I think. I didn't say much about the tamper or the lighter, but I'm always, again, I have a rotation of them, and think I haven't used that one very often, unless there's some theme with the pipe and tobacco where I want it to fit, if I can make it fit, or I've got something new to show, something like that. So I hope that answers the question, and you've got some idea of what my typical pipe smoking day is. Cheers, and thanks for this great gore idea. It was fun to make it, and take care and look after yourselves, YTPC, and my good friend ArmchairPiper too. Cheers.